Welcome to the Ballistic Report. I'm your talented host, Ike Moore, and this is the show where we break down pop culture. It's been another crazy week in entertainment, so without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was going to do a full review of the Grammys, but it was boring. Pretty much boring after a certain performance I'll get to later, so we're just going to speed past a few highlights. First, you have the pre-show, and Bow Wow, you know I have respect for you. You were in my last video, but man, did they screw you. It was his job to toss it to the Grammys, but the producers wanted him to stretch for more time, and let's just say it resulted in some cringe-worthy moments. The video is in my description box below, and while it's not Steve Harvey Miss Universe bad, let's just say you'll get a good laugh out of it. But when I think of this year's show, the one thing that comes to my mind is the performance by Kendrick Lamar. We all knew this was going to be a controversial performance, and man, did he deliver. Kendrick's always been the type of artist to me who doesn't tell you which way to think, but he tells his own story and his point of view, and that's what makes a true artist, someone who is able to paint a picture so vividly. He walked away with Best Rap Album of the Year, and before you guys start talking, I was not mad that Taylor Swift beat him for Album of the Year. When you really think about it, when you think of music over the past year, Taylor Swift dominated the whole year. She even threw a little shot at Kanye West, who went on record to say because of him, she became famous. Now, we'll get to Kanye in a second, but you honestly won't get a complaint out of me with Taylor Swift's win. I think she deserved it. It was also announced that this year's MTV Movie Awards will be hosted by none other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart. The show takes place on April 10th, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is a great move. Not only do they have a movie to promote, Central Intelligence, which I talked about a few months ago, but in general, these two are just entertaining guys. We all know the ball of energy Kevin is, and Dwayne Johnson, he's the freaking Rock. This man could read the phone book, and it will be entertaining. What I find most interesting is, in some of the interviews these guys have done, they've stated in the new movie, The Rock's character is more of the comedic relief, and Kevin Hart is the straight man. Now, while I am a fan of Kevin Hart, he can play a very good straight man. He proved that in The Wedding Ringer. And The Rock as comic relief, I'm all for it. The Rock is hilarious if you really get to listen to his interviews and everything. He's even hosted Saturday Night Live a few times. So I have no doubt that this could be the new comedic dream team. Even if this movie sucks, I could just watch hours of these guys interacting with each other. So there's nothing left for me to talk about, right? Oh, Kanye did something stupid, didn't he? What a week this guy had, right? First, he released his new album, The Life of Pablo, which he released exclusively on Jay-Z's streaming music service Tidal, which I guess that's forcing people to use technology instead of buying actual albums, but I digress. Then the audio of his tantrum backstage of SNL last weekend got released, and he was complaining that they didn't get his musical performance set right. And if that's not enough for you, he claimed on Twitter that he was $53 million in debt and tried to get a loan from Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook. I'm sure Kim appreciated that one. Now, if you've been listening to this show, you know Kanye is my favorite artist of all time. I believe he is one of the greatest to ever do it and everything. But I can't defend these comments. I have a hard time to believe that this man is $53 million in debt. Heck, with the family he's married into, he's set for life. Oh, and I forgot to mention that in one of his tweets, he complained of how expensive school books are. Yeah, the same man that sold a t-shirt, mind you, for about $1,000. A t-shirt. So just because he's my favorite artist of all time, that doesn't mean I put my head in the sand and don't acknowledge when he says something I don't agree with. But I've accepted the fact that this is who Kanye is, and sometimes he's going to say, frankly, stupid stuff. And that will do it for another edition of the Ballistic Report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, all of my social media outlets are in the description box below, and if you're new here, click that subscribe button. Until next time, I've been your talented host, Ike Moore, reminding you it's okay to be ballistic as long as it's done responsibly. Take care, everybody.